Bertolo here. We know that it's a very stressful and difficult time for everyone right now, and the staff over at Woodrow Wilson wanted to try and help the transition to distance learning at home by providing some strategies to implement in your home to help with making positive choices and motivation. The program we use at WWMS is PBSIS, which stands for Positive Behavior Support in Schools, and it provides support for behavior conduct and social and emotional wellness. At Woodrow, it helps us foster learning environments where children feel safe, welcomed, and experience success. And if you haven't heard the letters PBSIS together, you may have heard of our Mustangs Are All in Chance or even found some Mustang money in your house. If you ask anybody at WWMS, there is no doubt that I love and believe in this program. I love and believe in it so much that I brought it home and I use it with my own children. So, in this video, I hope to show you, with the help of Jackson and McKinley, how you can implement some of these strategies in your own home. Basically, it all comes down to positive reinforcement. You're going to reinforce the behavior that you want to see continue to happen over and over and over again. It's like saying thank you for making a positive behavioral choice.
Thank you, Mommy.
The program can be broken down into 3 simple steps. First, set expectations in your house. Second, set up a ticket system. Third, set up a reward system. And just keeping positive and use consistency. When I brought this program home, the first thing I did with my kids is we set expectations together as a family for the entire house. So we came up with 5 expectations written in a positive format, just showing everybody in the house the expectations we have on how you should behave. And those expectations are placed in our house for everyone to see. And it's the same thing that we have at Woodrow. If you ever walk into our building, you can see that we have signs showing the expectations for a classroom, or the expectations for the cafeteria, or the expectations for the hallway. The expectations have to be there, and it has to be consistent. You're going to be rewarding your kids for making positive behavioral choices, and you could do it in a bunch of different ways. At school, we use Mustang money to reward our kids, and in my own home, we use Bertolo bucks as a reward system. You can very easily come up with something for your family, or if you need some help, you can reach out to me, and I can provide you with a template for our Mustang money so you can use that in your own home. There are different ways that my kids earn Bertolo bucks in my house, and here are some ways that they do that. Keeping up with their chores, like making the bed, staying motivated and doing schoolwork, like reading, cleaning up their toys, playing nicely together, and just helping us out. As long as they are making positive choices, they are earning their Bertolo bucks. With your expectations and coming up with your ticket system, it's important to come up with your reward system as a family. Kids need to be involved in coming up with what the rewards are. If they like the rewards, they'll want to earn more tickets and want to make more positive choices. So we sat down as a family and created a list of what our Bertolo bucks could be traded in for. Some of the rewards that our kids chose were extra tablet time, extra outside time, earning prizes from our prize bin, an extended bedtime or curfew, and extra game time. These are just things that work for our family, but you have to come up with something that's going to work for your family and for your children.
One of the first lessons I learned as a teacher is that mindset matters. In this case, applying the framework of PBSIS asks us to focus on the positive rather than emphasizing the negative. Let me give you an example. Try to imagine this scenario. I have 10 students waiting outside my classroom to come in. 8 out of the 10 are perfectly behaving well. They're quiet, properly lined up, and waiting for me to bring them inside. 2 out of the 10 are maybe fooling around, acting up, showing undesirable behaviors. You can imagine many teachers saying, to those two students, stop what you're doing, behave better. But there is a different way to approach the situation. What if instead, we as teachers and parents, we look at and focus on the positive? In this scenario, recognizing and rewarding the 8 out of 10 students who are showing positive behavior choices. The hope then becomes that the other 2 students will see us recognizing and rewarding the other 8, and will try to start following that behavioral pattern. And hopefully that leads to a change in behavior overall. Again, by focusing on the positive, it can make all the difference. It has in my classroom, and it can in your home.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the things I would like you to remember as you implement our PBSIS program at home is there's something called no backsies. No backsies means that once your child has exhibited positive behavior and you've given them a Mustang money or a Bertolo buck, under no circumstances can you ever take that money back. This means that even when they're misbehaving and they have a temporary lapse of judgment and they act in a negative way, you can under no circumstances say to them that you want that money back. That money is theirs because they've done something positive for you. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, no backsies.
Now, this doesn't mean that you completely ignore negative behavior and don't give out consequences for negative actions. I mean, the Bertolo kids still get their consequences. Right, Mac?
Yes.
Whenever a student misbehaves or doesn't follow our expectations in school, we have a simple discussion with that student. The first question we always ask is, did you follow the expectations set forth in that classroom? In our case, it would be, did you follow the expectations set forth at home? Then we talk about the behavior. What happened? How did you not follow the expectations? We talk about what led to that behavior. And then we discuss how we can change that behavior. How could we have handled that situation better? What could you have done differently? These questions help us reflect on the situation, and it also helps us hopefully avoid this behavior in the future.
Here's an example of how you can have a conversation with your child if they don't necessarily follow the expectations that you set forth. All right, Jax, did you follow all the expectations we have in this house?
No.
Which one didn't you follow?
Walking at an inappropriate speed.
And why do we want you to walk at an appropriate speed?
Since I could fall down and get hurt.
Yeah, we don't want you to get hurt, right?
No.
So what can you do to change the behavior?
Slow down and walk.
That's perfect. Good job, buddy.
Hi! I hope you're learning a lot about our PBSIS program and you're taking some tips about how you can use it in your home. One important thing to remember is that this is not a bribe. You should be rewarding the behavior as it happens, but you shouldn't be saying things like, I will give you 5 Mustang money in exchange for, or I will give you 5 Bertolo bucks, whatever you decide to use in your household, in exchange for something else.
It is also important to remain consistent. Set up consistent procedures and expectations in your house so your children know what positive behavior looks like, what they can do to earn their tickets, and what they can do once they have earned them. Please check out this next clip of the procedures set in place in the Bertolo house.
In our house, we have a procedure for what happens when you do get Bertolo bucks. So our kids, whenever my husband or I hand out Bertolo bucks, Jackson would write on the back of the Bertolo buck why he received it. So he makes that connection as to, okay, I made this good behavioral choice. This is the reason why I'm getting my Bertolo buck. So after he does that, he goes and he puts it in our Bertolo buck basket, and that way he can see how much Bertolo bucks he's earned. McKinley can see how much Bertolo bucks she's earned, and we have that put in place in our house.
One of my favorite parts about the PBSIS program is what we call Reverse Week. Reverse Week is when students are able to give Mustang money to staff members. We also have what we call a Booster Week, and this is where students give Mustang money to other students. These are 2 great ideas you might want to try using in your family program. Now let's take a closer look at how this might look at home.
Kinley, this is for you. Oh, Kinley's? Yeah.
PBSIS is a tiered intervention system, and this is just a portion of the program that you can use at home. You may have to tweak it a little bit to find out what works for your family. The only thing that really should remain consistent is a focus on the positive. If you have any questions or need help with anything, do not hesitate to reach out to any of the members of the WWMS staff. And as always, be ambitious, be respectful, be empathetic, because Mustangs are